in a massive update as far as the IPL is concerned, the BCCI and the IPL Governing Council have tweaked the player replacement rule for the last leg of the 2025 season. So initially, the rule stated that any of the franchise could sign a replacement player on or before the 12th game of the season. But now, due to the suspension of the league midway, primarily because of the India-Pakistan cross-border tensions, all the teams would be allowed to have temporary replacements until the end of the season. So the BCCI actually issued a memo in which it stated that it reassessed the player replacement rule, and they also said, and I quote, given the non-availability of certain foreign players due to national commitments or personal reasons or any injury or illness, temporary replacement player will be allowed until the conclusion of this tournament. So now what's going to be the thing with this temporary replacement player? Let's say, there's a player like Mustafizur Rahman who has just been signed by Delhi Capitals for Jake Fraser-McGurk, who has pulled out of the tournament here. So in this case, if Mustafizur Rahman plays the remaining matches of Delhi Capitals, would he be allowed to be retained by Delhi Capitals next season? Well, that's not really going to be the case. Temporary replacements players will have to enter the auction for the 2026 season, and that's where the IPL Governing Council stated that the decision is subject to the condition that the temporary replacement players, like from this point forward, will not be eligible for retention in the following year. Temporary replacement players will have to register for the IPL Player Auction 2026. So now what's really going to be the thing as far as the replacement players who had been announced before the suspension of the tournament? Let's say, for example, someone like a Dewald Brevis, One Day Pretorius for Rajasthan Royals. Same for Rajasthan Royals when Nandre Berger was appointed as a replacement for Sandeep Sharma. Then there is Mayank Agarwal for Devdutt Padikkal in RCB. So would they be allowed to retain? Yes. RCB, CSK, or any of the teams who have made those replacements before the suspension of the league, they would be allowed to retain the likes of Brevis, Mayank Agarwal, One Day Pretorius, or Nandre Berger, whoever they wish to. So that is the thing with the player replacement rule here. In case, before the suspension of the tournament, teams were actually allowed to make that replacement on or before the 12th game of the season. But now, due to the suspension and now when the tournament is going to start, teams can have those temporary replacement players until the end of the season. But then they cannot be retained by the franchise, and the same players will have to enter the auction as far as the 2026 season is concerned. So what do you think about this necessary rule tweak by the BCCI for the remainder of IPL 2025? Tell us your thoughts in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe to Sports Today for all the exciting updates and analysis from the sporting world.